Hey everyone, John Henry here from support@schooloftrade.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to correctly draw trend lines. So trend lines are a really old style of technical analysis, but they still work. They definitely work. It's one of the best ways to navigate around these markets to find support and resistance levels. So there's a lot of question on, especially with a candlestick chart. Well, do you draw from the body low, or do you draw from the very low of the wick, or how do you do it? Now, it depends on who you talk to. You could talk to 100 different people, and they're all going to give you 100 different answers. The easiest way to kind of recognize the way to draw the trend line is if I personally start with the bottom of the wick. Now, if there are other areas of confluence along with the body itself, sometimes it's more beneficial to put the trend line there. As an example, there isn't another higher point, but say you had a trend line coming down here. Well, do you choose right here, or do you choose down here? More along the bodies themselves. Now, if you put it up here, that looks great too. It works. It's a really nice trend line. It works just fine. But if you put it down here and you navigate it towards the top of the body of this candle right here, you can see that it tested it once, tested it twice, tested it 3 times, and then fell back down again. This is also another high probability area to put a trend line. Now, you have to remember, the market is made up of several participants, so you're going to have people that have it drawn up here as well. It's basically really just whichever one it reacts to first. So the way that usually I will look at drawing trend lines is I just zoom all the way out. I'm going to look for the big turning points. I want to find the big swing high and the big swing low. So as an example, starting from the low, we have a low right here, and it's the lowest low for quite a while. So what you can do is, using the F3 key, which is the trend line tool in NinjaTrader, I'll draw my first point there, and then I'll just find the next point down that hasn't been opposed. So right there would be the next point. So that's going to be my next area of a high probability resistance. So now my next zone is going to be using the next low that I just connected and finding the next one up, which would be this most recent low from today. So now I've got my bottom trend line set as far as a 5-minute chart goes. I mean, you can use this on a 60-minute chart to find the really big ones, but this is just going over kind of the basics. So now looking at the very top here, you'll notice that we've got one high and then 2 highs, but they're all both wicks. This is where it gets, kind of discretionary. Me personally, I'm going to draw from the very high to the next high right there, and then continue on down, just like normal. So those are going to be my trend lines going into trading, most likely for tomorrow. But now, this is something where, again, discretion can be used here, because this whole area was kind of a jumbled up mess right here. So it wouldn't be much different if you drew from the bottom, or the body low, to the body high down here for this trend line as well. Any of them are going to really work. Just make sure that you keep it consistent. If you're always going to be drawing from the wick highs, then always draw from the wick highs and keep that the same going forward all the time. If you're always going to draw from the bodies, always draw from the bodies. Consistency is key with these. The more consistent you are with these, and the more you see them test the same areas over and over and over again using one style, the more used to it you're going to get, the more proficient you're going to get with it, and the better your trading is going to be because of it. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to send an email to support@schooloftrade.com. We'll be sure to get back to you as soon as we can. Have a good one.